Well, with FM26, we're not getting FIFA-style graphics just yet, but we might be getting a FIFA tactic. I'm not sure. Let's just jump in and see what I mean. So this one is called the 4231 GEGEN FIFA Rat. I don't know what the FIFA Rat stands for, and maybe the creator is a FIFA player and is a FIFA Rat, but he says 92% win rate in the season with Sunderland. So that is a pretty good start for us. We're going to test it out, though, in a holiday sim with our three teams of Manchester City and Crystal Palace in the Premier League and a Derby County in the Championship. So let's just dive into the Premier League and see what happened. Well, you can see jumping into the Premier League, Manchester City getting top of the league, 88 points, 83 goals. Is actually a little bit less than I would expect, but Crystal Palace kind of where they belong in 11th, 52 points, 57 goals. I'm sure something could be done there. But starting with Manchester City, the competitions look great already. So let's just dive into their fixtures. If we scroll all the way down, you can see they did win the FA Cup against Everton, 2-1. Unfortunately, they lose out in the Champions League to Inter, and they lose out in the EFL Cup all the way down to Liverpool in penalties. So yeah, 2 trophies is pretty nice. Knocked out of the quarterfinals of the Champions League, knocked out in the quarters of the EFL Cup. And taking a look at the senior squad, of course, goals-wise, yeah, Haaland up there with 39. Not the tops that we've seen, though. 15 for Doku, assists 13 for Ryan Cherokee and Haaland apiece, and then average rating 7.51 for Haaland. I'm pretty sure he's always going to be at the top. Taking a look at Crystal Palace, yeah, 11th place, not the greatest. But if we take a look at their fixtures, you can see EFL Cup right here, losing out immediately against Bournemouth in penalties. And you got to go scrolling all the way down. They get to Rayo Vallecano. I'm going to guess that's the semifinals. Losing out, unfortunately, there handily, 5-1. But they do win at home 3-1. FA Cup, they lose out to Norwich 2-3. And I did forget to bring you the FA Community Shield. Against Liverpool, they lose 2-0. So yeah, competitions, I mean, they definitely could have done a bit better. So senior squad for Crystal Palace, you can definitely see 27 goals from Mateta, Pino with 18. I need Pino to bring it up just a little bit more as he did in the first tactic, I think. 14 assists for Pino, 12 for Sarr, and average rating 7.18 it looks like for Pino. Data Hub for Manchester City, looking very nice, performing much better than average. Premier League this season, defending-wise, you've got the shutouts, you've got the possession 1 per game. Very well done there. Attacking, of course, they're pretty much just all over this side of the attacking game. And then general performance, they've got the shots per game at 20. They've got the non-penalty expected goals per 90 at 1.9, 2.2 goals per game. Pretty nice season. And if we take a look at the data hub for Crystal Palace, it shows performing better than average for them as well. Much better than average in the defending department, if I could click on it. And as you can see, possession 1 per game, 94.1. Not too bad. Shutouts 11. They're up there better than Premier League average, at least. And if we look at attacking-wise, they've got some numbers, 1.4 non-penalty XG per 90, 16 shots per game. Not too bad there. And then overall general performance, they've got the shots per game in there. 1.5 goals per game, though. Taking a look at the Premier League stats, you can see Man City most goals with 83, most shots for with 786, most shutouts with 18, fewest shots against with 338, and fewest conceded with 29. But diving in a little bit deeper, average possession, Man City with 51%, Crystal Palace with 52. Points per game, 2.32 for Man City, Crystal Palace with 1.37. We already saw Man City gaining 83 goals, topping the charts, and then Crystal Palace in 10th with 57. Goals per game, 2.18 for Man City, Crystal Palace again in 10th with 1.5. Shots for, though, 786 for Man City, well above Liverpool with only 621, but Crystal Palace in 3rd with 616. And shots per game, yeah, 20 for Man City, 16 for Crystal Palace, doing very well. Shots on target as well, 335 for Man City, Crystal Palace with 255. And then in the defending department, allowed, Man City topping the list with 29, Crystal Palace drawing with 7th with 49, and then shutouts, Man City with 18, Crystal Palace with 11. But now, how do you think Derby County is going to fare in the championship with this tactic? Well, they come in 4th, and they make it through the playoffs, amazingly enough. 85 points, 96 goals. Looks like it tops that list. Looks like it worked pretty well. And just to show you, Derby County makes it to the final, beating Ipswich Town 2-0 to get to the Premier League next season. Looking at Derby's fixtures, you can see EFL Cup immediately against Stockport County, 3-1 loss there. FA Cup, they do have a couple of matches, but come up against Tottenham and lose 4-2. They actually got 2, so that's very nice to see. And then you can see they beat Bristol City, beat Ipswich Town, and get to the Premier League next season. So yeah, championship, not bad at all. Everything else, water under the bridge. And then squad-wise, they at least have a couple in the green at least. But goals, 32 for Ian Brewster, 15 for Bobby Clark, assists 19 for Caden Jackson, Wyman with 13, and then average rating, Nyambi comes in with only 7 appearances though, but 46 for Johnston, gets a 7-3. Taking a look at their data hub pretty quickly, you can see performing much better than average. Defending, they've got the fouls made per game at 14, but 19 shutouts. Very nicely done there. The 96.3 possession won per game. I cannot say that. They did very well in the attacking, 2.1 goals per game, 1.7 non-penalty XG, 17 shots. So all in all, they did a pretty good job. And just the quick and dirty, Derby County in team stats, most goals with 104. That probably does include the playoff, it looks like. And then you get, that's it, most tackles won, 871, so not too bad. Max Johnson gets the highest average rating with 731. Very well done. Zederstrom gets most shutouts with 19. Max Johnson even gets most tackles won with 125. Nice job. So now onto the tactic itself. I will go through, because someone had asked, I will go through each individual one and show you in just a minute. But as you can see, in possession, it is a 4-2-3-1. Out of possession, it is a 4-2-2-1-1, I guess. But starting out, we do have a ball-playing goalkeeper in possession and out of possession. There's your instructions. A fullback on the left and the right, in possession and out of possession. And I'll do the right one. There's the in possession and out line holding keeper on the out of possession. And then you've got ball-playing center backs, in possession, out of possession, and player for out of possession role. That's a weird one. But I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing here. Yes, you can scroll here for some reason. But in the midfield, box-to-box playmaker, out of possession, another player, DM next to them as a defensive midfielder, of course, and then stopping center back, out of possession, inside forwards on the left and the right, in possession and out of possession, a pressing central midfielder is what you get on the out of possession mark. There you go, out of possession mark, the exact same thing. And then an advanced playmaker in the center. Out of possession comes down to a pressing defensive midfielder. And then up front, you have a complete, or a center forward. Out of possession, a holding fullback. Interesting. And then I'll do team instructions in possession. You can see all the instructions right there. And clicking over to out of possession, there you go. That's everything that I've got. So overall, how did this tactic work? I gotta say it worked fairly well. Crystal Palace having kind of the brunt of the issue, I guess. They do come in mid-table, pretty much where they expect to come out anyway. Derby County, though, really excelling. They get to 4th place. They get through the playoffs and into the Premier League next season. And then, of course, Man City just skyrocketed to the top like you'd expect. So overall, not a bad one to try out. Crystal Palace, maybe you can figure out why it went wrong and how it went wrong and how to fix it. We don't do transfers in this, so that's a definitely great place to start. But overall, I would highly recommend this and take a look and see how it works for you. But that's it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.